Hi, my name is Carla,
Hola, mi nombre es Alexis
and we are Empower Watsonville Youth.
y somos jóvenes de Empower Watsonville.
Here at Empower Watsonville, we work to bring awareness of overdose and substance use, and not only share on August 31st, but it's our intention in every video, outreach event, meeting, and conversation we have had in our community.
La sobredosis y el uso de sustancias es algo que aquí en Empower Watsonville trabajamos para crear conciencia y compartir no solo el 31 de agosto, sino en cada video, cada evento de divulgación, reunión y conversación que tenemos en la comunidad. Sabemos que estos temas han impactado a Watsonville y estamos aquí para generar cambios para poner fin a la sobredosis.
Today, we will be watching a personal testimonies featuring some of our Empower Watsonville youth advocates and their first-hand experience with substance abuse.
Hoy veremos testimonios personales de algunos de nuestros jóvenes en Empower Watsonville y sus experiencias de primera mano con el abuso de sustancias.
If you feel like you can no longer watch the video, please step away from the screen or lower your volume.
Si cree que ya no puede ver el video, aléjese de la pantalla o baje el volumen.
It was a regular school morning, and I had been in class for about half an hour now before I ended up finishing my work. Once I finished my work, I went up to go turn it into my teacher when I realized that someone had their head down, but they seemed to have spilled something. I went to check and see what happened, but when I examined the area, I realized that the person didn't spill anything. The person had actually been unconscious and vomited on themselves. I had looked over at my teacher to see if I could notify her about it, but she seemed to be unfazed by the situation. I had suggested to her that I quickly run to the office in order to alert staff about what had happened. She agreed, and by that point, I darted out of my classroom and ran to the main office. Upon arriving, I alerted the staff, who quickly called campus security to check the classroom. I ran back as well to check on the situation. When I made it back, everyone had evacuated the classroom, and the nurses, vice principal, and principal also arrived to see what was happening. The security ended up grabbing a wheelchair and wheeled the student out of the classroom. And the student had seemed to be half conscious and didn't seem at all that coherent. Seeing this really shocked me, as well as the other students. Eventually, we had to migrate to the next room over as they were cleaning our classroom. But witnessing that and being in that moment, it was very unsettling.
I will be sharing the story of my cousin who has reached a state of psychosis due to drug misuse. From what I saw, my cousin didn't have the best relationship with his parents. Whenever I visited my aunt's house, my cousin always seemed quite closed off. He would rarely leave his room, and on the occasion that he did, he would go out with his friends. According to my aunt, he had a history of using substances frequently. I did not have the opportunity to see him for a while. However, my parents brought up news of him getting jail time in Santa Cruz. From what I understand, he was under the influence and was out of it, got lost and walked into the wrong house. They live in duplexes and they all look similar. The neighbors rightfully called the authorities and he was taken into custody in Santa Cruz. Once he was released, he apparently walked from the jail to his house. My aunt has given us updates and it sounds like he's in psychosis. He apparently folded a carpet because he believed it was covered in blood, when in reality, it wasn't. He also claims to have spoken with God and the Virgin Mary. As of now, I have no more updates on his state. Hearing his story, I can only feel distraught for him. I am aware of the stigmas around substance use and serving time in jail within the Mexican community. My parents seemed to judge his actions as well as my aunts. My sister recalled how my cousin, was the black sheep of his family and was in conflict with his father. Now I can only think of how this event will add more fuel for others to criticize him more. My cousin's story is one of many victims around the world. Thankfully, his experience didn't lead him to his passing because of overdose. However, this sad situation could have been avoided if he and my aunt had a better understanding of the consequences of substance misuse and potential overdose. Fortunately, together we can. If we educate the current and future generations of the many resources available, we can avoid more heartbreak within our communities.
Today on Overdose Awareness Day 2024, we come together to not only remember those we lost, but to honor their memory by turning our grief into action and our pain into purpose. Each life lost to an overdose is a reminder of the urgent need for compassion, understanding, and support for those who struggle with addiction.
Pero hoy también es un día de esperanza, es un día para celebrar la resiliencia de quienes luchan para la recuperación y para reconocer que cada pequeña victoria es un viaje, es un paso hacia un futuro mejor. Somos más fuertes cuando estamos juntos, cuando nos animamos unos a otros y rompemos el estigma que rueda el uso de sustancias y la salud mental.
But today is also a day of hope. It's a day to celebrate the resilience of those who are fighting for recovery and to recognize that every small victory on this journey is a step forward to a brighter future. We are stronger when we are together. We lift each other up and break the stigma that surrounds substance use and mental health. Let this day be a beacon of light for those who are lost in the darkness, a reminder that recovery is possible and that help is always within our reach. Together we can create a world where every soul is valued and where no one must face their struggles alone, and where we use our awareness as the first step to create change.
Que este día sea un faro de luz para quienes se sienten perdidos en la oscuridad, un recordatorio de que la recuperación es posible y que la ayuda siempre está a nuestro alcance. Juntos podemos crear un mundo donde cada alma sea valorada, donde nadie debe enfrentar sus luchas solas y donde utilicemos la conciencia como primer paso para generar cambios.
As we move forward, let's carry with us the belief that tomorrow can be better, that healing is possible, and that by supporting one another, we can make a difference.
Honremos a nuestros seres queridos trabajando por un futuro en el que sobredosis ya no sea parte de nuestra historia, sino un capítulo que hemos superado.
Let's honor our loved ones by working towards a future where overdose is no longer a part of our story, but a chapter we overcome.
Hoy y siempre recordemos, animamos y continuamos a la lucha por una comunidad libre de sobredosis.
Today and always, we remember, we uplift, and we continue to fight for a community free from overdose. Together, we can create a better and healthier community.
Together we can use our voices to amplify our youth.
Together we can support those trying to quit their substance use.
Together we can eliminate the stigma of substance use and mental health.
Together we can end overdose.